you go to the east side of the island, it's kind of a train wreck because there's like a rock thing that they built like all around it, and you can only come in the center. And if you don't know about it, you freaking take out the bottom of your boat.
Oh yeah, I'd never take the boat around too close to that island. There's all kind of stuff there. But I actually thought it was a real castle, like built, you know, during the Revolutionary War or something. And yeah, I was shocked when I found out the guy built it as his house. It was nuts.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. There's parts of it that have been falling down. Some of the walls have like shore up rods placed around it, you know, to stop the walls from falling down. But yeah, it's in pretty rough shape. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of freaking canoe people that are like all into it.
The real weird thing about it is he built it also to store arms because he was an arms dealer, and that's where he was hiding them before he shipped them down the river to New York City when he sold them to whoever. I mean, just crazy story, man. K2STP.
Wait, who was hiding these firearms?
The guy who built that castle originally built it as a warehouse to store arms that he was selling. He was like a legal arms dealer, and he first built the warehouse on it, and then he built the house on top of it, I guess.
Ah, okay, I got you now. I missed a little bit of that. Sorry, I thought you mentioned the name. I was wondering if it was somebody famous. Yeah, my dad, man, we were big into boats, man. When I was a kid, my dad always had boats. He had a 15-foot center console Boston Whaler. He had a sailboat before when I was like a baby, and then before I was born, and then we had a Sea Pro 210 walk around cuddy cabin fishing boat with a hard top on it, and then got rid of that after I grew up, and then I guess he had a couple more sailboats after that, but I, in my adult years, have never owned a boat. I never had the desire to, I guess, for some reason. But all my friends have boats, whether they're freshwater or saltwater, pontoon boats, you know, going out on the lake, canoes or kayaks. I was big into kayak fishing when I lived in Southeast Virginia, the Tidewater area of Virginia Beach. I mean, fishing is huge down there. It's great inshore saltwater fishing down there. And so I did that a lot, but I don't know, that was, you know, 10 plus years ago. W3MMR.
Well, I'm the opposite. I sold my boat last year, about a year ago, last fall, and this has been the first year of my life of not owning a boat. Growing up, my parents had one, and then when I was about 14 years old, I bought a little one, and I've had one since. So I've like 45, 50 years of not owning a boat for the first time. It's kind of weird for me. K2STP.
Oh man, I don't know. I think Bob would have withdrawals if he didn't have a boat.
Dude, that is no lie. I love it, man. You know, I work from home, so that doesn't mean, you know, I could be home, I could be at a hotel room on business, I could be at my boat, whatever, and man, it's relaxing. I got a refrigerator full of beer, and it's good times.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, though, it is great being on the water. There's nothing like being down the shore. There's nothing like, you know, pulling up to the dock at a restaurant in the back bay, getting out, kicking your feet up at the bar, you know, or sitting down at a table, got that breeze blowing in. It's like, you know, 69 degrees, 70 degrees, that cool offshore breeze coming in, or onshore breeze, man. Good times, man, definitely good times.
And that is why I've been a Boston Whaler owner for 43 years.
Dude, Boston Whalers are great. I always remember as a kid seeing when my dad bought his Boston Whalers. He bought that thing new, and so he had all the brochures and stuff. I remember looking at them as a kid, and they had like a picture of someone there cutting the thing all in half with a chainsaw, and then they had all their like employees standing in a pool with the thing cut in half, and they're still standing on it all smiling. I'm like, yeah, go Boston Whaler.
Oh my God, all right, I got a quick boating story for you. So I've been volunteering for the Coast Guard Auxiliary for 40 years. This is actually my 40th year doing it. And a couple of weeks ago, I wasn't out, but these other guys were out, and they had gotten a call about this sinking vessel. And so, you know, we all like to hear what each other is up to. And so they were telling me, oh, Clark, boy, you missed some fun on the water last weekend. I'm like, oh, man, would you have a sinker? Yeah, this boat was going down. I'm like, oh, my God, this is great. Tell me about it. And they're like, yeah, it was this 19-foot whaler. I'm like, stop. It was a what? Oh, it was a whaler. I'm like, and it was what? Yeah, it was sinking. The guy called us, and he was taking on water. He hit a rock, and he had water coming up through the hull. I'm like, something's not right about this story. I'm like, and what did you guys do? I'm like, yeah, we got on scene, you know, we threw him a line, and he was so grateful, and we were going to put a pump in his boat. I'm like, what boat was this? It was like a 19-foot whaler. I'm like, oh, my God. And they're like, well, what are you freaking out about? I'm like, well, no, continue with the story. So they're like, yeah, we took him in tow. We tied him alongside, and we're towing him back to his dock, and he's like freaking out, and he's so happy that we're helping him out, and there's this water spraying up through the hole in the hull and everything. I'm like, okay, I can't deal with this anymore. You know what? If I had been on that boat with you guys, I would have told this guy, hey, here you know, if he's freaking out, oh my God, I hit a rock, I'm taking on water. It's like, yeah, well, here you go. And I would have thrown him a box of Kleenex. And he was like, what's this for? Be like, that's for your eyes. Take your own sorry ass back to the dock. You're in a whaler. That's not going to sink.
Yeah, that's funny. Well, they drug him back with the big hole in the hull. You know, I guess maybe his engine was disabled. Excuse me. Ripped the transom off the back of the boat or something.
No, okay, the reason why the water was squirting up through the hull is because when they were towing him, it created a pressure along the bottom of the boat, and so, yeah, the water sprayed up. But, I mean, if they had just left it, if this guy had just done nothing, he would have had maybe like 2 inches of water back at the transom where the engine is, and that's it, and it would have stopped, and he could have brought himself in. It's true. That's like right out of the brochure, the sales brochure for Boston Whalers. I saw one. This is what convinced me years ago. They took a 13-foot whaler, cut it into 3 parts, put a full-grown guy in each of the 3 sections, and in the stern section was the guy, an engine, and a gas tank, and all is just like you said, all 3 sections float. By the way, the new whalers, they come into 4 sections, and all sections float. So that whole thing about sinking Boston Whalers is just like, oh my God, it's a good thing I wasn't there, because things would have gone very differently.
Yeah, I'm trying to find this old picture that was in this brochure, because I remember it vividly. Oh, look, yeah, Clark, here it is. There's the 3 people. I remember that one. He's in like a dauntless. And the one guy's standing in the middle with a chainsaw.
There you go. Go get yourself a whaler if you want a good boat. N1BCG.
W2ENY.
Man, like, well, I mean, they're like fiberglass filled with great stuff foam is what it looks like.
It's like a foam sandwich. So you got fiberglass on the outside, fiberglass on the inside. Between there, you've got pressed foam. And so there's just no way it's going to sink. Impossible.
Well, they're not cheap, though. They make some gorgeous boats now. Some of their big 28, 30-footers, you know, center consoles, bigger, up to almost a 40-foot. Some of their fishing boats, man, are, they pay almost I don't know how much they are, but they're a lot, as much as a lot of people's homes.
Hey, K2FTP, I got to go shake up some cocktails. I'll talk to you guys later. 7-3s.
All right, good to hear from you. And if you see Frank over there, tell him we're talking about him.
Take care. 7-3. W3MMR.
And my ears are popping from the silence.
I'm just looking at Boston Whalers driving around cut in half.
Cut in half.
They're everywhere. I mean, there's like so many different, examples.
That 15 is nice. I've always had 13s, the Sport 13, which is, I would argue, their most popular one. But I remember when I first joined the Coast Guard Auxiliary, they had a 21-foot Revenge. It was a side console Revenge. That thing was badass. I had a 13-foot with a 40 on it, and that was great. But, you know, I was paying for the gas, which is not great. But these guys had, you know, the 21 Revenge with a 200 Johnson on the back. That thing went like a bat out of hell. It's like, all right, so if I join this organization as a volunteer, I get to cruise around in that, and the government pays for the gas? Hell yeah.
I guess they did a Boston Whaler Unsinkable Legend tour where these guys are traveling all around Europe with a Boston Whaler cut in half, Clark. Amsterdam, right here, to Imjudine.
Oh, Amsterdam. That's where my peeps are from.
Yeah, it's like they're driving through a bunch of locks and all through these cities. This is cool, man. You got to check this out. You probably recognize a bunch of these places. I'm sure you would.
I kind of prefer a Boston Whaler in one piece, though.
It's pretty cool, though. These guys are just driving around with Guns N' Roses in the background. Getting soaking wet.
What's up, guys? W2NGT.
W2 what?
W2 what?
W2NGT there. Copy?
NGT, good evening.
No good thing.
Good evening.
Yeah, exactly. I just heard a little chatter. I figured I'd pop in and say good evening there.
Well, good evening. W2NGT. W3MMR. Perry in Philly.
Alright, Harry in Philly. Yeah, it's Mario on this end. Over in Queens County.
Yeah, good evening, Mario. Yeah, it's Perry with a P. Sorry. I should have spoke up a little bit. Yeah, good evening, man. It sounded good down here. Great signal.
Okay, Perry. My apologies. Alright, good deal. Yeah, I got you damn near 40 over.
Yeah. Mother Nature. Yeah, man, it sounded good up here. No doubt about it. Yeah, Clark. What, so did you say you had a Boston Whaler now? Is that what you said or no? Oh, there he goes, folks. Anyway, yeah, Mario, you're sounding good down here, man. Good evening to you. Anyway, I'm going to take this opportunity to run in the other room, grab me a drink, come back, sit down, and hang out for a while. Enjoy the rest of my final day off before I got to head back to work tomorrow. W2NGT, W3MMR.
Wait, what? What was the question?
I asked if you had a Boston Whaler.
I do.
I thought you. That's okay. That's what I thought you said.
Yeah, I said I've had one for 43 years.
Well, that's a long time that I missed.
Well, it's not the same one, but yes. Wow, that does make me sound old, huh? No wonder I'm a amateur radio operator.
Yeah, right on. W2ENY.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. Now you guys are like, having me wanting to buy a boat, a little boat. I wouldn't mind having a little teeny boat, man. But I'd have to get something to pull it. But I bet I could pull it with my car. I got a truck at work. I just got to put a transmission in it. So it would have something to haul it. It would have a 3/4 ton pickup to haul it, so it shouldn't be a problem.
Hey, listen, boats are one of the most effective bikini removal systems ever.
Nice.
I was just going to go there. I was just going to say, what goes on the boat stays on the boat.
That's right. It's what I hear. And then when like the season's over and they all get calling and stop text messaging you, you're all depressed.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how many friends do you have when you have a boat?
Yeah, you got a lot of friends, man. What? Aren't there's quite a few acronyms for boat and money, right? Bring on another 1,000, right?
Yeah, it's just a lot of upkeep.
Yeah, especially if you have a big boat, real big boat, And especially, God, and then you get into having a slip. And the cost of having a slip nowadays is probably stupid amount, especially down the shore, down in like Wildwood, Cape May, Atlantic City, Ocean City. My God, Sea Isle City, you would pay out the nose.
Yeah, but if you trailer your boat, then the maintenance is just really keeping it clean and maintaining the engine.
Yeah, it costs us like $7,000 a year to keep our boat. It's maintenance, summer, winter storage, all that crap. It's about $7,000 a year.
Shoo.
Yeah, and I got a 34-foot sailboat.
Yeah, I mean that's a little more involved than like a runabout.
All right, so that's $7,000 a year, but is that inside storage or out?
It's all outdoor. I don't take the mast down. From the bottom all the way up to the top of the mast, we're talking about 47 feet. Yeah, that doesn't go inside. It's all outside, shrink wrap.
No.
Yeah, that's what I kind of figured. I actually thought it was going to be more than that, but good deal.
Now, a boat like that, Bob, you could sail that sucker around the world, right? I mean, I watch videos on YouTube, these sailing videos of people sailing solo from, California to Hawaii and across the Pacific and all that. And that's about the size boat they're using.
Yeah, 34. I think the 34 is a little bit light. If I was going to do something like that, I was going to say like 37 or greater. But I could do stuff like that in 34.
Yes.
How much food you need to bring along, Perry?
Well, see, that's the thing. Well, for me, that would be bad. I'd have to tow something behind. I'd have like a mini shipping container towing behind me.
Now that's funny.
I'm telling you, man. But it would be cool, though. I think something like that would be really, really fun, man. Yeah, that God, it would take weeks, months. You could never get there. W3MMR. Did you ever do anything like that, Bob?
Negative. I've been out to Long Island. It's about as far as we've gotten. Been down to like Liberty Landing, down the tip of Manhattan, a whole bunch of times. I really like going to Liberty Landing because it's like you know, an hour and 40 minutes after, you know, low tide or high tide, it's like you pick your battle on where you want to go, and it just sucks you through like a straw.
Really? Got the sail up the whole time?
Yeah, I'm just talking about motoring. You know, we, you know, when we go on trips, we tend to motor because, you know, the sailing part is kind of unpredictable and crap. But you know, I can do you know, 6 knots plus with the motor on. And you know, once we get destinated, then yeah, then we, you know, then we can go out, put the sails up, and just zip around and stuff. But what I like though is, like, we're up where we are in Haverstraw. It's like, you know, we can go out, and it's like, if I got a decent, like, northwest or west wind, you know, it's like I can put the sheets up, go down to the Tappan Zee Bridge, and just tack back. You know, just it's like no work, and it's freaking great.
Yeah, I used to go to the Tappan Zee Bridge as a kid, going up north to play ice hockey.
Yeah, man, the Chimpanzee Bridge.
Isn't there
I thought I was the only one who called it that.
Isn't there a big ass mall, like, right before, like, if you're driving on the highway, like, you're about to go over the Tappan Zee Bridge? Isn't there a big mall there?
Yeah, on the west side, there's the it's in West Nyack. It's a place that they built with old non-union labor, and they went in and they, like, I don't know, I want to say it's like 4 stories, and, like, they did a quick pour with the concrete. Everything got cracked. All the floors got cracked, and there was a big deal about that, so they put down carpeting.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that. How about that? I just remember going by it and how big the place was, like, thinking, like, oh my God, it's like the Mall of America.
Yeah, it's called the Palisades Mall. It's in West Nyack. It's right by the office I used to work at at Verizon Wireless, just up the road from there. But yeah, man, it's an okay place. You know, they got a Dave and Buster's in there. They got a couple other places. I don't frequent it only because the traffic sucks down there. But anyway,
Traffic sucks anywhere anymore, man.
that is no lie.
My old man won't come over here because of the traffic. I'm being honest. Like, if the traffic wasn't so bad, I'm sure he would. But I mean, the traffic here is brutal. You come right over the bridge, and wherever you go, unless it's before 7 o'clock in the morning, you're gonna sit in traffic, no matter where. Highway, back road, street, doesn't matter.
Yeah, especially the past couple of weeks, it's been really bad.
Like that up here, it really stinks.
I know. What'd you say, Mario?
Wow. Just saying, the past couple of weeks has been really bad also.
Yeah, maybe people are starting to go back to work. Ha 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 ha. Man, people...
I gotta deal with it all day. Yeah, I drive a truck for a living.
Why go back to work when you can be on the dole?
Yeah, right. Man, God bless you for driving a truck for a living. I hate driving. My commute is like 2 blocks. I run a Meineke up the street from me. It's only about 2 blocks from me. It takes me about a minute, literally about 60 seconds to get to work. So I'm pretty damn lucky. But what was I gonna say? The traffic has been getting bad, but oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I had to go for a physical the other day, right? For this, trying to get a new job, and I had to go take a DOT physical, and I got there about 15 minutes before they opened, and I was about the 15th person in line standing outside. Okay, I get inside, the lady's like, well, I'm the only one here, we have people call out, we're short-staffed, blah, 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 blah. Dude, I would have been waiting. The wait that morning was about 4 hours, and I had got there, 15 minutes before they opened. I went back at lunchtime on my lunch break, and the wait was 3.5 to 4 hours again, because still nobody showed up for work. So, I mean, it's everywhere, dude. They're paying people. They're like they're paying people, overpaying for jobs now just to fill them. It's a shame. But people would rather sit at home and play the COVID card.
I'd go back to work, but I'm too busy.
And unfortunately, well, the DOT physical is a lot more involved than the regular one, so it takes a lot longer. And you got 15 people ahead of you, so yeah, jeez, God bless you.
Yeah, man, people would rather sit home and make their dicks sore than go to work.
That's quite a message.
Unfortunately, it's the truth.
CDL license because my physical was due a year and a half ago, right in the middle of this COVID bullshit, and I was retired, so I said the hell with it.
Ooh, hello, up the band.
Oh yeah.
We're from Plymouth, and
For a couple of nights now.
Come on, man. Quit trash talking more and shut your noise blanker off.
Noise blanker. I haven't found one here.
You know what? God damn you, Bob. I always forget about my noise blanker. On this Anon, man, it'll throw spurs on people all the way up and down the band. I'm like, man, look at these people. And I turn it off. Oh, sorry.
Is that what you're using now, Perry? The Anon?
Yeah, I'm on a 200D. Anon 200D.
Oh, okay, nice. I was actually looking at that a while ago. So I left the hobby for a number of years, and I got back into it within the past year or so, I think. Yeah, we're using a Yaesu and FT102, which I think, audio's pretty good on this thing. Once you got it set up right, that is.
Yeah, it's not bad, man. It sounds pretty good. Audio might be a little hot for AM, but it sounds fine. I think it sounds fine. Yeah, I love this radio. I just recently got it back. I had to send it out for repair because I blew some stuff up in it because I'm an idiot. But yeah, I'm just glad to have it back. But I'm usually on older stuff on my boat anchor gear, but I blew my Ranger up the other night, so that's on the workbench. I didn't feel like lugging my 100+ pound DX100, however much that thing weighs. It feels like it weighs 100+ pounds, into the other room and putting it on the bench, so I just figured I'd get on this for a while. W3MMR.
W2NGT. Alright. I turned that down a little bit. Yeah, that actually sounds a little better right there. Yeah, I always wanted a Valiant myself, but I could never get my hands on one that was actually clean enough.
Oh boy, you should have been around this weekend.
Yeah, there's shoot, man, I saw there was a bunch of Valiants up there at Nearfest, but I wouldn't mind having an El Valiente, but for something I just don't have the room, honestly, for well, that's a lie. If I came across one for the right deal, I know I would pick it up and shove it and shoehorn it into here, but yeah, man, they're nice. Definitely great looking rigs.
See that, Bob? You had even another market available to you there.
I think
I only have 5 Valiants here. Yeah, we could. We should talk.
Is that it, Bob? Only 5?
Yeah, I got 8 Rangers now. I got 5 Valiants, and yeah, the Valiants need to be recapped, but they're in decent shape.
Yeah, I just wish I had more space. Yeah, but then again, it's an old house. The electric isn't exactly all that great in here. Running off a 922A, and even this thing, I'm afraid to put it on 240. I got this thing on 120. Just be on the safe side. Then I just loaf it.
I'm running a Flex 6500 here with a Meritron AL 1200, and I'm running about 200 watts carrier right now. So yeah, life is good, man.
Dude,
Rule of thumb is with these boat anchors like Valiants and DX100s and all that, is you get the rig first and then you worry about making room.
Man, don't worry about the electricity. I live in the city, man, here. And when I key up, I got my AL80B on 220. And when I key up, my voltage drops like 2 volts. When this thing was on 110, voltage would drop like 5 volts when I would key this thing up. It was so funny. But when I had my Henry 3KD Classic with the 3CX 1200 in it, that thing running full legal limit would drop my voltage about 4 volts. The line voltage about 4 volts. Not on the 220 side. I'm looking at. I got a line like one of them old RCA line voltage monitors, line voltage meter. Right here at the operating position that I watch when I key up. Man, it bounces all around.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm actually surprised I get as much as I do on 120 out of this thing. A pair of 3500Zs, I've seen about 1700 out of it on 120, which was surprising. I didn't think it would do anywhere near that.
Phew. It's a lot of power for that amplifier. It'll do it, yeah. But, whoa. My foot slipped off the pedal. Hey, it'll do it. Just gotta keep them things cool, man. I'm sure you know, but them 922s, it's all about the cooling. Anyway, I'm gonna run, guys. I'm gonna go in the other room, make some dinner, chill out a bit, and kick my feet up, watch some baseball games on tonight. And here the football games are still on in the other room. So we're gonna go get to it. But anyway, Mario, nice meeting you, man. Stop back, don't be a stranger. Bob, Clark, everyone else on Freak. Catch you guys later. W3MMR, standing by.
All right, sounds good. Likewise, Perry, on this end. Go enjoy your dinner and the rest of the evening, and we'll be listening out on this end again. 73, Whiskey 2, November Golf Tango, listening out.
Have a fine business evening, Perry.
Yeah, 7-3, good luck in the contest.
Thanks, OM. QSL.